Months of work, zero results. I spent months writing blogs for my website, SEO optimized, keyword research, published consistently. I thought it would help me get discovered, help me get booked. Then I started tracking where my bookings were actually coming from, and the blogs weren't even on the list. Not even close. I wasn't bad at SEO, I was just optimizing the wrong thing. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to figure out what you should actually be working on so you stop wasting months on stuff that doesn't move the needle. Every DJ is working on something, posting more on Instagram, updating their website, buying new gear, running ads. But here's a question nobody asked. Is that actually the thing that's broken? For months, I was focused on SEO, writing blogs, optimizing keywords, publishing consistently. I thought it would help with discoverability. And sure, maybe it helped a little, but when I started tracking where my bookings were actually coming from, I realized something. When I talked to clients who booked me, they'd say they found me online, but it wasn't because of the blogs. They found me through referrals, through my content, through wedding partners who recommended me. The blogs, they weren't moving the needle. I just assumed they were. Here's what most DJs do. They pick something to optimize based on what sounds smart or what they see other people are doing, but they never check if that's actually the thing that's broken. So they spend months working on something that doesn't matter, and they wonder why nothing changes. You can't optimize your way to success if you're optimizing the wrong thing. Here's why nothing you try seems to work. You're guessing at what's broken. And most of the time, you're guessing wrong. You think you need more leads, so you work on marketing. But your real problem is you're not converting the leads you already have. You can work really hard on the wrong thing and get nowhere. Because effort without direction is just exhaustion. Here's how you know what the right thing is. You track your data, you see where your bookings are actually coming from, you see where leads are dropping off, you see what's converting and what's not. Then you focus on the thing that's actually broken, not the thing that feels broken, not the thing everyone says you should work on, the thing your data tells you needs attention. So here's the uncomfortable question. Are you wasting your time right now? I wasted months on SEO and blogs, not because they're bad strategies, but because I didn't know if they were working. I just assumed they were helping. And when I finally looked at the data, I realized they weren't the main driver, so I stopped. Redirected that energy to the things that were actually working, and my business got better. Not because I worked harder, but because I stopped working on the wrong things. I see DJs do this all the time. They spend thousands on new gear when their real problem is they're undercharging or they're having problem closing that deal. They grind on social media when their real problem is their show rate, or they redesign their website when their real problem is their close rate. Here's the truth. You're probably wasting time right now, not because you're lazy, but because you don't have visibility into what's actually working. So you are guessing. And when you guess, you usually guess wrong. You work on what feels important, not what actually moves the needle. And that's why you stay stuck. So what should you actually be focusing on? There's a principle I learned from Alex Hormozi. It's called more, better, new. And it changed how I run my business. Here's how it works. 70% of your time should go doing more of what's already working. 20% should go to making it better. 10% should go to trying something new. More, better, new. But here's the catch. You can only do this if you know what's working. And you can only know that if you're tracking your data. Once I started tracking, I could see what was actually driving my bookings, relationships, content, and referrals. So I spent 70% of my time doing more of that, building more relationships, creating more content for social media, strengthening my referral network. 20% went to making it better, improving my content quality, deepening my relationships. And 10% went to trying new things, testing new platforms, experimenting with new approaches. But I wasn't guessing anymore. I was building on what I knew was working. Here's what you should actually be focusing on. Where are your bookings actually coming from? What's your show rate? What's your close rate? Once you know that, apply more, better, new. 70% doing more of what works, 20% making it better, 10% trying something new. So I stopped guessing and I started focusing on what actually worked. If you haven't seen my other videos on tracking your numbers, I'll link them at the end. They'll show you exactly what to track and why it matters. But here's the thing, most DJs aren't going to build a spreadsheet to track all of this. So I built DJIQ. It shows you where your bookings are actually coming from, what's working, what's not, so you can stop wasting time on the wrong things and start doing more of what actually moves the needle. No spreadsheets, no guessing, just clarity. Try it for $5 a month, less than a cup of coffee. Link is in the description. Be smart, get DJIQ. And if you want to understand why you can't fix what you can't see, watch this video next. I'll see you there.